Hey everyone, Vickie Magic here with another session of our podcast, Wake Up, You've Got This. And today we're very happy and privileged to be with a lovely lady who I've known for a long time, back from my radio days in Brisbane, and her name is Justine Kearney. Welcome, Justine.
Hello, Vickie. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So thank you so much for coming up to the Sunshine Coast for this, because I know that this has been a little bit tricky for you in the last couple of days. So you're welcome to share a little bit about that and also tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, well, I'll start with sort of what got me here, the last couple of days that you speak about, because right now we're going through the dreadful bushfires that are ravaging New South Wales, Victoria, a large part of the country. And my kids were camping with their dad down on the south coast of New South Wales, which is where the bushfires were. So I was working in a very busy newsroom covering these bushfires for news, and the whole time thinking, this is my story. As a news presenter, as a journalist, you're always telling other people's stories. And it was very confronting, to say the least, to be talking about, the dangers of the bushfires and knowing that my kids were sort of caught up, in that area. But anyway, they got out safe, of course, and now we are here on the beautiful Sunshine Coast, Queensland, my spiritual home. It's so nice to be back. As you mentioned, we did work together, more than a lifetime ago, like 3 lifetimes ago it feels. Yep. And I've always felt a special connection with you. I think we are very like-minded, and I always enjoy our conversations. So when you put out the invitation to be part of this podcast, I jumped at the chance, and I really appreciate the opportunity. So yes, I've worked for nearly 20 years in the media industry. I'm currently working for the ABC as a journalist. That is sort of on a casual basis. I have 2 beautiful children, Daisy and Archie, my pride and joy. And after so long working in the media, and particularly in news, I got to a point where I just needed something different. I needed something positive because, as everyone knows, the news is a really negative place and a negative space to inhabit. And I only it's not that I was working full-time as a journalist, but I was at a bit of a crossroads where I knew I had to make a choice once Archie went to school about, doing more work. And the thought of going full-time and doing the commute and everything that went with it, and also the content that I'm dealing with all the time, that really was starting to affect me. I'm not sure if it was because I had kids, and so you're telling these stories that you're thinking, what kind of world is this that we're living in? But I just knew I wanted something more positive.
Yep.
And I don't know that I intentionally put it out to the universe, but my friend Kate always says I've got like some sort of direct line to the universe, because I don't know, subconsciously I'm like, I just want something that I can do from home around my kids. I can fit it in, I can work on my time, on my terms, and that it's something different. It's just something completely removed from what I'm used to. And along came Rodan and Fields, which is the skincare company I now partner with. And
say the name of it again.
Rodan and Fields.
Okay.
Australians tend to say, and I'm one of them, Rodan. That Aussie way of saying Rodan, but the Americans are Rodan and Fields. And I came across this from a family friend in America. She sent me a message and said, this company is about to launch in Australia, said all these amazing things about it. It's the number 1 skincare brand in America. It's, outsells all the big major brands. And I thought, I've never heard of it. How can that be? And I suppose that's where my journalist training came in. I thought, well, I'm going to look into this.
Investigate.
Because exactly, everything she said about it sounded like it ticked a lot of boxes, but I was still sceptical. So I did my due diligence and checked it out, and it all checked out. Everything that she said was true. And it was just like a little light bulb moment of, oh, wow, I could get in at the ground floor here. I could, this company's about to launch in Australia, and I could be one of the first cabs off the rank, so to speak. I could build, a team. That's the whole idea. You build a team of consultants.
Yep.
And, you've got these amazing products that are number 1 in America, so they must be doing something right. So I just took this massive leap of faith. I think a lot of people thought that's a strange sort of turn of events. You've gone from ABC journalist, serious, credible ABC to, you're in direct sales now, selling skincare. Is everything all right at home?
Yeah.
But it just felt right. And that's kind of how I operate now. If it feels right and it feels true, then go for it. And look, I did check in with a few people. My mum, who I always go to for advice because I admire and respect her. She was a very successful businesswoman herself, so I thought she's either going to say yay or nay. And she said, I think that sounds fantastic. I think it'll suit your personality. I think, if you believe in the products and you actually, want people to use them because they'll get better skin, then I think you'll do great.
Yeah, it always comes back to the reasoning, doesn't it?
The reasoning.
So that leads me very easily into the next question, because I think that you've partially already answered it. So when and how did you wake up to see that actually everything that you needed to be, all that you ever wanted to be, was already within you?
I had made the decision within myself that this is what I wanted to do, and I really believed that it was something that wasn't just going to help me and light me up, although I didn't realise at the time how much it would light me up, but it would also be incredibly helpful to my family. I was going to be able to make this, extra income working from home, meant I could still go to, the school concerts and assemblies and be a class parent and all those things that are important to me, that I wanted to be that sort of mum that was just there in these formative years when they're still so young. Daisy's 9 and Archie's 6. So, Archie was just about to start school when this opportunity presented itself. So it was the perfect time. And, sort of after speaking to Mum and a couple of other sort of trusted people, I thought, I'm going to do this. And the one person who I really wanted to back me on this was my now ex-husband. And it had just been, marriages break down all the time, and there's always two parties that, make that happen. So this is in no way, saying that he had the full blame of the marriage breakdown, but it was like I just really needed that belief from him that I could do it. And I'd just been feeling a lot of negativity, not just from, in the marriage, but in sort of other areas. And all of a sudden I'd made this decision that I felt was really right, not just for me, but for my family. And it was kind of shut down. And I thought it was almost like that aha moment where
that was the wake up.
It was actually, because I just thought, but I really believe in this, and I want the people that mean the most to me to believe in it too, or at least believe in me. Yeah. Maybe not believe in what it was that I was doing, but believe that I could make a go of it, that I could, have this, potential to really be successful, however you define success. But I wanted this to be my new path. And I think, we'd been coming to this point for a long time, and that for me was just the moment where I thought we are on different paths. Yeah. We are on different paths. I don't know if there was that much clarity around it at the time, but looking back now, I just think that was the moment, we'd been trying, back and forth, trying to make it work. There was a lot of love still there, but we were on different paths. Yeah. And surrendering to that, I suppose, surrendering to, okay, this is not my happily ever after. This is not my family of 4 with the, the SUV and the picket fence. This is not my journey. And the dog. Yes, we didn't have a dog. We had a cat. We still have a cat. You sort of set up this vision in your mind of what things should be, and that word should. I think we need to
should all over ourselves, don't we?
We do should all over ourselves, Vickie. I love that. But that.
So what difference would you say that this wake up has made to your life? Because massive, obviously.
Yeah, look, it made me realise that, this is kind of a loaded question, I suppose, because of the way I'm about to answer it. My belief is that we have control, but at the same time, we don't have control. So we have control of our choices at all times. We have control of the way we respond to things. And that's where I was allowing myself to be controlled and allowing other people to say, yeah, that's okay, you should do that. Like even the positive sides, I just said that I went to my mum, I went to other people. It's like, no, you've got to trust you. Yeah. You've got to trust that feeling, whatever that is, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Intuition, just that,
That inner knowing.
And I realised that I could either choose that or I could choose, this unhappy marriage, and I don't say that lightly because that's what it was for both of us.
Yeah.
And, it's been a tough road. Anyone who's been through it knows how tough it is. You go through things that you've never even imagined emotionally that you can go through. You think, okay, you make a decision, think, right, we're going to separate, divorce, and then making the decision, that's huge, and it does take a huge weight off. But then there's the journey that you have to go through on the other side and all the challenges that come up with that. And it's been, challenging, but that's life.
Yeah, yeah. And so if there was one thing that you could share with our listeners, so a tip or a tool or a lesson or something that you've learned that was really impactful for you and could therefore be quite an impact for somebody listening, what might that be?
Self-development, I think, is so important on an ongoing basis. And what I found when I sort of hit that rock bottom is that's when you do tend to open yourself up again to, okay, I need to reconnect with something, whatever that may be. And funnily enough, through the skincare, I have a team of women. You have an upline and a downline, but I have a team of women in the States who I've connected with, and they are like-minded. They are spiritual. They believe in something, and they believe what they are doing is for a greater good, whatever that might be, whether it's their business or what they're doing with their family. And that's always how I've felt from a very young age. I felt very like there was something else out there, and there was something else, guiding and positive thinking, and that's that sort of thing. But I think reconnecting with whatever your belief system is, and maybe your belief system's changed, but finding that belief system again and not letting it go. So, I start every morning with a book with some sort of affirmations for the day, and just having trust and belief in God, the universe, interchangeable, I think, however you label it, whatever religion, I think it's all the same. It's a loving, accepting God. And so I read that every morning, and then I also have a gratitude journal that prompts me, and it might say, okay, think of 3 things of kindness that you could do today. And it can be as simple as smiling at someone on the street, or stopping someone and say, your hair is so pretty, or that top looks so lovely on you. Such a small thing and an easy thing, really.
But it could change their life.
It could change their life. You don't know what's going on behind their, behind those eyes or behind their persona. And just by saying something as simple as, oh, you look really pretty today. And just you keep walking. You don't expect to get anything back from it. But it's just putting out something positive.
Yeah.
It always comes back.
Yeah, that's a beautiful tip. And I'm sure that there's lots of people who could take from that. So the next question.
Yes.
Is the big question. The big question. So when we say you've got this, have you got this?
I do love that question, and I have been pondering it because I think as soon as you say I've got this, it sounds quite cocky.
Yeah.
Like, I've got this. I don't need your help, God, Jesus, universe, whatever. I think I've got it in the fact that I understand a whole lot more that, yes, I've got this, but it mightn't be the outcome. We're talking about outcomes today. It mightn't be the outcome that you have been sort of working towards, but the universe has a much bigger plan for you. And if you just trust that you're on the right path and just be a good human.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as simple as that. Be a good human. We all know how to be good humans,
Do we though?
I believe we do. I mean, I can only speak for myself, I suppose, but the people I surround myself with, especially at the moment when I'm going through these hard times, I've really, fallen back on people who I've known for many years. My girlfriends have just been incredible. And they're good people. They're good people who try, for the most part, as we all do, to do the right thing and the good thing for either their family. It's kindness.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. It's kindness. And it's a gift that keeps on giving. You're kind to someone. I mean, some people don't. Some people go, yeah, and that's okay.
But it's often quite a ripple effect, isn't it?
I think it's a ripple effect, paying it forward, But you don't do it because of that. You do it because it feels good.
Yeah.
And, I think we're here to make a difference, and even if it's just by telling someone that their hair looks nice, that's making a difference.
Yeah.
We don't all have to be Bono.
Yeah, you might be the first person to have ever given them a compliment. Who knows?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, I know that's probably not answering the question very directly, but...
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Absolutely. Now, if somebody was listening as well and they're kind of thinking, well, I wonder if I've got this, or, how can I get this? Or, what sort of encouragement would you give to somebody to go down that journey of having this thing called life?
Yes. Well, it's probably there in my answer, and my answer wasn't straightforward, just the way life isn't straightforward, and that is to just simply trust.
Yeah.
Trust in your journey. I mean, this is how we started the conversation, talking about finding that place that if it feels right, that's what I try and teach my kids, if you've got a funny feeling or an off feeling in your tummy, trust that, that there's something not quite right with that situation. If it feels good and light, then, that's kind of the path you should take. So I suppose I would encourage anyone who's listening, whether you're struggling or, you're on top of the world, just trust you're in the right place right now, and try and get yourself excited for what's around the corner. Who knows? Who knows? And that's, if you can look at life that way, rather than, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I don't know what to do. No, turn it around and be like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's like, life is a roller coaster. So I think that's a song, but that's kind of...
And that's the thing. Some people hate roller coasters, and some people love them.
That's
right.
right.
So become someone that loves them.
That's right, and that's part of the journey as well.
Yeah,
going on that roller coaster, enough times until you go, actually, this is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that dip is a bit scary, but then look, you come out on the top and look at the view. And
I love that.
I suppose it's a funny analogy because I love roller coasters. So people might be going, but I hate roller coasters. Yeah. But you just find whatever works for you, whatever brings you joy, then try and do that. If it's nature, if it's reading, if it's, journaling. Yeah. I think you've just got to find time for yourself to feed your soul.
Absolutely. I agree. So what's your why?
My why.
Yeah.
It's funny because we talk a lot about what's your why in the business. They're very much about, they work on your own belief. Mm-hmm. So you've got to have belief in yourself, and you've also got to have belief in the product, which I do. Having belief in myself is a work in progress. And I suppose that's my why, actually. That is it, trusting in myself more, knowing that, the path I'm on is the right one, even if I don't see it. And just learning, constantly learning and developing, and that's a wonderful adventure. So I don't know, does that answer the why, or is that just the ramblings of a crazy lady?
I think that in a way, your why is finding that belief in yourself that potentially you did lose for a while.
Very much. Yeah, you've nailed it actually, Vickie. Thank you. I did lose my belief in myself for a long time because I allowed that to happen. No one did that to me. I allowed it to happen. I allowed my self-belief to be knocked. And I'm not saying that I think I'm amazing all the time, 24/7, but you do have to, have faith that you've got this, to borrow the phrase. But it's okay, you've got this. It's all panning out as it should, Everything is... everything that's happening is in your favour if you can look at it that way.
Yeah, and even sometimes when in the moment it appears that it isn't, it's really interesting, isn't it, to have a look and go, you know what, maybe long term there's something bigger and better for me.
That's right. It could be as simple as being stuck in a traffic jam rather than getting frustrated, be like, okay, well, this is part of the timing. For some reason, I'm not meant to be at this point at this exact time. Yeah. And then when you look back on your day and you think, oh, wow, if I had just had a smooth ride to work, I wouldn't have met that person, or, like we were talking about before. It's all happening and unfolding as it should.
Yeah, everything is absolutely perfect and in perfect alignment. So is there anything else that you'd like to share?
Oh, look, that's a very good question. And as a journalist, that's excellent, Vickie, because I always end my interviews asking my my people that, have we covered everything? Is there anything else you'd like to share? And most of the time people say, no, I think we've covered everything. And I really do, Vickie. I think we've covered everything. Just there's only one you. There is only one you. There's only one me. There's only one, whoever's listening, there's only one you, and there's power in that.
Yeah,
there's
very
power
much
in
so.
that.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
Believe in yourself and trust yourself.
Yeah. I mean, they do sound like words, but if you can really just stop and go, no, that is true. Out of all the billions of people living on this earth, there's only one you there has ever been.
Yeah.
So that's powerful.
Perfect. So is there any offer that you'd like to make to our listeners of something that you would like to gift them?
Oh, absolutely, Vickie. Yes. So my beautiful skincare products, which I wholeheartedly believe in, I use them myself and I've noticed a massive difference in my skin. Friends and then my wider network, I would say 95% have been happy, thrilled with the results. So I invite anyone to go online to rodanandfields.com.au.
Spell the Rodan.
So it's RODAN and AND Fields, FIELDS.com. I think it's .au. I really should have been more prepared for this. And you'll find up the top it says Find My Consultant. And if you put in my name, Justine Kearney, so Justine, Kearney, Kearney. It's a bizarre way of spelling Kearney. I think it's Irish. I'll come up, my business page will come up. Become a preferred customer and you'll get 10% off and free shipping. And if you reach out to me, send me a message. You can find me on Facebook very easily and say that you heard me talking to Vickie on You Got This.
Wake up.
I forgot the wake up. Wake up. You got this. Wake up now. Get it right. Mention that you heard this on Wake Up, You Got This, and I'll also throw in a free gift. It will more than likely be the beautiful body moisturiser, or if there's something else that's taken your fancy, I'm sure we can work something out, because I just want to introduce these products and this business as well to the world. Anyone can do this business and make it work if you work hard at it.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And everybody listening, this is Vickie Magic. Wake up, you've got this.